This is a fan-generated show. If you would like to support us, please go to jamieglazov.com, and also don't forget to subscribe to our YouTube channel. All your support is greatly appreciated. Jihadist Psychopath by Dr. Jamie Glazov. I will tell you as an expert on Sharia, as a former child bride who has suffered and faced my own jihadi psychopath. I want you to go and order this book on Amazon.com or go to jamieglazov.com. Get a copy for yourself. You know why? Because you need to be equipped with the knowledge to fight our enemy so you can save your daughters and your granddaughters from future of Islam.
Good evening. Welcome to the Jamie Glazov Moment. Tonight, CBC audience claps for Al-Qaeda terrorist. My friends, we're living in such a surreal reality now. Even with, you put it on TV every day, CNN, Don Lemon, Anderson Cooper, put it over to MSNBC, Rachel Maddow. Then you hear from Ocasio-Cortez and Rashida Tlaib and Ilhan Omar. It's, I don't know. It's quite a world we live in. We have a president that loves this country and is trying to protect this country. He's a wonderful president, and the media is waging war on him. And we could go on and on. It's a very surreal reality. And now we just look a little bit north to our northern neighbor, and the government-funded CBC in Canada. This is the TV station up there. I'm from Canada, so I can tell you a little bit about it. I'm working, by the way, I'm not saying A at the end of all my sentences, and I'm working on how I say about. I know it's not a boat or a boot, but that's taking me time, but that's another matter. But we've got this TV station up there, CBC, and it's the Canadian Broadcasting Corporation. Now, I grew up watching the CBC. My family's from the Soviet Union, so whenever you watch the CBC, you get these flashbacks for some reason of the Stalinist propaganda videos and all the Soviet propaganda videos under Brezhnev and Andropov and stuff, and I wonder why. Been thinking about that lately, but yeah, the CBC is quite a station. And guess what it did lately? It put Omar Khadr on its Easter Sunday show, the Al-Qaeda terrorist, the popular Quebec talk show, Tout le monde en parle. I'm not a French expert, but maybe that was close. That Quebec talk show is funded by the Quebec division of the CBC. It had Khadr on its program. Now, Khadr is a murderer. He's a convicted Al-Qaeda terrorist. And on this CBC show, filmed in Montreal, they had him on and they introduce him and he comes on stage and the music's playing. Everybody's clapping for him. It looked like a standing ovation a little bit. This is Prime Minister Justin Trudeau's CBC. Justin Trudeau, Liberal Party. One could argue if the word liberal really is the right description, but that's another matter. But, you know, let's see the welcoming that this Al-Qaeda terrorist gets on CBC.
Omar Khadr.
Right. Very interesting. A couple words come to mind. Surreal, Kafkaesque. It's interesting in our culture, in our society, what's being normalized here. I mean, even many of you that are watching right now, did you know about this? Did you know that this happened? We're in the West. This did not happen maybe on some TV show on Al Jazeera or somewhere in the mountains of Afghanistan where the Taliban was filming some kind of an interview or something, or in Saudi Arabia or in Iran or somewhere where a jihadist was being interviewed. This is in Montreal, Canada. This is the CBC, the government-funded television station in Canada. It's interesting what's being normalized here. Khadr, a Canadian citizen, was captured in Afghanistan in 2002. He was injured in a firefight. He was fighting on the side of Al-Qaeda. He wasn't fighting on our side against jihad. He was fighting on the side of Al-Qaeda. You know, that terrorist group that perpetrated 9/11? Khadr was fighting for those guys, okay? In the firefight, U.S. Army Sergeant First Class Christopher Spear was killed by a grenade that Khadr threw. Khadr was held at Guantanamo Bay Prison. In 2010, he was dealt an 8-year sentence after pleading guilty to the murder of Spear and to other charges. Now, Lane Morris, another U.S. soldier, also died in that same firefight. What happened to Khadr for this? He received $10.5 million from the Justin Trudeau Liberal government. Canadian taxpayer dollars went to Khadr for compensation that he somehow was treated unfairly in his time during Guantanamo Bay. Oh, poor guy. And you can look into that case, what this unfairness was or whatever, but I don't know. This Al-Qaeda terrorist, he's captured fighting for Al-Qaeda. He's in a firefight where an American soldier is killed. The evidence suggests that he threw the grenade. He confessed to that, and now he gets $10.5 million. Not only does he get $10.5 million, but now the government-controlled CBC is using Canadian tax dollars to put him on TV in front of a cheering audience. The glitter, the fairy dust, the music. He's just coming down. I was surprised they weren't playing Celebrate Good Times. Come on! You know, and everybody just get up and start dancing. You know, an Al-Qaeda terrorist is here. I wonder, just hypothetically, if Jesus Christ, if his second coming came back today. I'm not trying to be stupid here. I'm just wondering if Jesus Christ was here and was invited on that show, would they boo? Is that what's happening now? That's our moral guidelines and of how things are done now? The CBC put this guy on TV, okay, on Easter Sunday, after the Sri Lankan jihad attacks that killed more than 300 Christians that day. But I'm mentioning after. So it's Easter Sunday while we're celebrating Jesus Christ's resurrection. On that day, more than 300 Christians are massacred in Sri Lanka. The CBC knows this and decides to have an Al-Qaeda terrorist on its show anyway. I would venture to say that it is not a coincidence that the CBC has an Al-Qaeda terrorist on its program, especially on Easter. Why are Canadians paying taxes to fund this kind of thing? The CBC, a state-sponsored broadcaster, turns a convicted terrorist and confessed killer Obama Khadr into just this glittering celebrity. The clapping, the applause, the music, even that warm handshake. Who is our civilization celebrating, and who is it clapping for? And who is it demonizing? All of this is so normal now, but when I watch this clip, I don't think this is normal. But it's been made normal. And the very fact that it's been made normal, when you really think about what this clip represents, what's actually happening in that clip, it's really, really frightening that that has become the norm. Watch that clip again. Even the way those people are clapping, it's just, they're very proud of themselves while they're clapping for him. My book, Jihad is Psychopath, explains why this is happening. And this when we say this is happening, this is something very scary, and it's connected to, linked to, and tied into the suicide of our civilization. We will see you on the next Jamie Glazov Moment. Good night.